It's HOA Jack time!
Brian the dog, not a real dog, just identifies as one, has embarked on what can only be called an ambitious wildlife project. Training squirrels. His goal is simple in theory. Get them to behave like little dogs. Sit, stay, heel, maybe even fetch a tiny acorn. The reality is much more entertaining. Squirrels, as it turns out, are not trainable. They follow him for a few steps if they feel like it, then dash off into the nearest tree, ignoring his commands entirely. Watching him try is like observing a very dedicated man argue with gravity. Futile, a little sad, and mostly hilarious. I can't stop taking mental notes. Each failed attempt becomes a tiny victory in the ongoing absurdity of our neighborhood. Gerald, of course, has noticed this. And in true HOA fashion, he's decided it's a disaster of epic proportions. Brian's harmless squirrel antics are suddenly a threat to the entire neighborhood. Vermin, Gerald declares. A full-scale menace. He doesn't pause to consider that there are maybe a dozen squirrels in the entire HOA. Tops. To Gerald, these creatures are plotting, scheming, perhaps even holding clandestine squirrel meetings to lower property values and destabilize lawn aesthetics. Every twitch of a tail, every stolen peanut is a personal affront. I make notes. Brian, innovator. Squirrels, innocent. Gerald, losing touch with reality at alarming speed. Naturally, Gerald's solution is drastic. Exterminators. All squirrels. Every last one. The board is expected to approve this plan, as if 12 tiny rodents constitute a neighborhood-wide crisis. I quietly document the absurdity, imagining the official letters. Dear homeowner, your backyard squirrels are hereby deemed a hazard to the community. Immediate removal recommended. The idea that any of this is remotely necessary or enforceable is irrelevant. Meetings descend into debates about squirrel population counts, risk assessments, and potential liability, while I sit back and chuckle at the sheer audacity. Brian, predictably, is in full meltdown mode. His squirrel recruits, the very same ones who mostly ignore him, are suddenly targets of extermination. He scolds them quietly, attempts to reinforce commands, and pleads with the board, like a tiny general defending his army. Meanwhile, the rest of the HOA watches, half pretending to be concerned, half smirking at the spectacle. Gerald scribbles notes, references non-existent bylaws, and prepares a campaign of warnings and fines. I log everything, knowing that when push comes to shove, no action will actually be taken. The chaos itself is the entertainment. By week's end, the squirrels remain, hopping along branches, stealing peanuts, and generally minding their own business. Brian whispers encouragement, keeps up the illusion of training, and continues to dream of tiny, canine-like obedience. Gerald sits surrounded by paperwork, convinced he's saving the neighborhood from an imminent squirrel apocalypse. And I chronicle it all, margin notes full of sarcasm and disbelief. Another day, another absurd HOA crisis survives without resolution. Squirrels safe, Brian hopeful. Gerald panicked. HOA Jack enjoys the show, perfectly content to watch sanity collide with absurdity.
Like and subscribe for more HOA horror stories and full-length videos on our channel.